as you can see, it's a very blustery and windy day. I got some free passes to the Calgary Zoo, so I'm going to do some shots today here. It's Father's Day, it's National Indigenous Peoples Day in Canada, but the weather may mean that it's actually pretty accessible, not too busy. Typically on a nice sunny, it should be a nice sunny day round about now. So it will be super busy here, so it may not be too bad. Anyways, I'm going to go to the Canadian wilds sections and take some of our local animals and shots and see how those turn out. Hopefully this audio comes through. If not, I'll shoot something later just as backup. So yeah, my wife and daughter were going to come, but daughter got sick, so it's just a solo mission today, and we'll see what shots I can bring. Okay, enjoy. Of course, these are mountain goats, and they're very cool. Look at this little guy. Everyone goes to the bears and the wolves, but I think the porcupine is pretty epic. This is the endangered whooping crane. Well, this is a black bear, and they can actually be all sorts of colors, brown and almost bluish. Okay, I wanted to share editing this particular photo in Photoshop. So first, I've opened it up in Photoshop, of course, and here I am selecting the sponge tool, and then I'm going to saturate. I used saturate. I'll zoom in so you can see what I did. And I just used a brush tool with the saturate to just paint in the eyes here and just enhance those by themselves. And in that way, it just makes those pop. These are gray wolves and pretty impressive. Well, whenever I'm at the zoo, I always try and get over into the tropical butterfly greenhouse, and it's a great place for macro photography. So I headed over there, and let's see what I can get. And this, so for this guy, I'm going to edit it in Nick Nine's color effects, and I'm going to choose to open a version with the Lightroom edits that I've already done, and it's going to open up directly into color effects. And I'll just adjust the zoom here for you, and then I'm going to pick Pro Contrast, and I'll do a bunch of edits within that. You can see the sliders and the control that it has. Pro Contrast is a really nice contrast tool, obviously, and I just like the some of the features that it has. It can be as subtle or as sophisticated as you want. Then I'm going to choose Detail Extractor, but I think I'm just showing you the full extent there, but I'm going to whack in a local adjustment and then isolate the actual shape of the subject that I'm interested in, which is this flower here. And and then it's going to, you can, here I am playing around with the placement of it, and then you can really fine tune the amount of sort of detail and focus that you want to give, or sharpness that you want to give an area that you've selected, and then you can make adjustments to other aspects of it, and then you know, here I'll just let me just scroll up here, and you can really get, once you zoom in, you can really fine tune and see the differences that you're making. Sometimes they're really subtle. I'm not sure that they always pick up too well on a YouTube video, but I can see the changes on my monitor, and I'm just going through here with you some of the features if they're useful from that program. Anyways, hope that was helpful.
All right, well, I think I got some good shots, and well, we'll see after editing. I don't know. I think some of them might be all right. I even got some macro photography in the tropical greenhouse area, which I always love going in. So it'll be a bit of a odd mishmash. So anyways, heading home, and we'll see how those turn out.
All right, well, I hope you liked some of those pictures. It's a bit of a mishmash between some of the animal pics and some macro photography, doing sort of Canadian wildlife and butterflies. It's kind of a weird mix, but I always like to go to the zoo, and so I thought I would name the title of this episode Flora and Fauna. So that might present a theme that makes sense in that respect. Okay, and one last pick. This one is a sort of a landscape feature at the zoo. It was a waterfall, obviously, and I pieced together a whole bunch of shots in Photoshop and blended them together. I don't know, it was like a 20-shot picture to create that slow shutter speed style without a slow shutter speed. I didn't have my tripod with me, so I took this and then blended those images together, aligning them in Photoshop, and yeah, it was kind of a nice unexpected landscape pic at the zoo. I don't know what my favorite photo of the day is. Hard to say. There's a couple that I liked. Probably one of the animal shots, probably the wolf, is probably my favorite. Let me know if you have any favorites of the ones I shot, or ones that you think were particularly bad. So thanks for watching again this week, and I would love a subscribe if you felt so inclined to follow yet another photography channel. I do a lot of eclectic different types of photography. I always go back to landscape, but I'll try urban, and I'll do some. I recently did a liminal photography video, and all sorts, and that's just kind of how I roll. I don't like to stick to one, and I don't really know many photographers that do, frankly. And there's a lot of photographers on YouTube I follow that I really like. Kind of switch it up and change it up. So that's what I do. Yeah, so I would love a subscribe if you felt like it, and if you have any thoughts about any of the images or techniques, throw those in the comments. So yeah, that's about it for this week. I will be on the road next week getting content, so I don't know if I'll get something out, so we'll see. But until I do see you next time, you take care of yourself. Cheers. Bye.